this is the downfall of an authoritarian regime. It restrains and restricts creativity.
Yep.
And we saw that, that was one of the things about our military as opposed to the Soviet model style, is that our young troops could make a decision. Our young troops were trained. When you think about, all of the wars, it's a sergeant here, it's a corporal there that is able to do something, whereby when you have that authoritative system, and that was the big problem we had in Afghanistan in training their army, was that even if they were in a firefight with the Taliban, they wouldn't take an action. And I said, well, what are you doing? Well, I have to wait for the call from my commander to do something. I said, they're shooting at you, okay? Take an action.
Yeah.
And that was something that they had to learn, but they grew up under that Soviet mentality. So
that's happening now.
It is happening now. So an authoritarian regime, like what you see taking place here, where it's telling you what you can wear, what you can eat, what you can think, what you can drive. It may sound, again, free does not equal freedom.
I've hired people, and I'll tell you the story. I'll give you the story from a buddy of mine. He started a company. He was doing social media management. He made some posts on the internet looking for some, people to help me run these social media websites for clients. Must have a college degree. Well, the people with college degrees have salary requirements, so he hired him. He said that he would get his phone would be ringing off the hook from people with problems. Hey, I got a problem. They posted this. Hey, I got a problem. The company wants this. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Eventually said, if you can't do the job, then I need to find someone else. So he fires him. Puts another post up. Needs somebody who knows social media, can run marketing, must have a college degree. What happens? Same thing. Phone call after phone call after phone call. Well, now he's out of money. He spent a bunch of money training these people. He wasn't getting output. So he just said, looking for people who know social media, $10 an hour. He gets a couple people who had moved from middle America to California to find their dream in acting. Mm-hmm. And he says, here's the job, go for it. Not a single phone call. Now he's worried. Uh-oh. Something must be going wrong because they're not telling me anything. He comes back. Everything okay? It's all good, boss. And he was like, no problems, no problems. Well, there was this one thing from one of these restaurants, but we took care of it. And so what he said was, these young people that moved from the middle of the country to California of their own volition with no college, with no education, took the initiative. It wasn't the college degree. It was that they knew, they were confident in themselves to figure out and solve this problem. Whereas the people who went to college were the people who did what they were told by their parents. And now they're, 24 with no experience in the real world, and they're panicking because they don't know how to solve these problems, and they're asking you to solve it for them. Why? The kids who went to college would always go to their professor or their teacher and say, what do I do now? Yeah. And so what I see happening in this country is a lot of that from college. People
Absolutely
who are
right.
indoctrinated into saying, tell me what to do.
But it's not even the college level. It's happening down in high schools and middle schools, and this is one of the things I don't like about this standardized testing. Because what standardized testing is doing is creating robotic thinking. We have to teach you to be able to pass a test. We're not teaching you to have critical thinking skills, to be an independent thinker. And then, of course, you need to go to college. And if we make college free, then everyone goes to college. And then what happens to the productivity of people? That's exactly what happens. One of the things that I would always talk about when I was in the military, I want a soldier that's a fire and forget weapon system. And that's what you're talking about. It's a fire and forget weapon system. So it's the same as when you take that pistol or that rifle and you pull the trigger. As long as you have aimed it in the right place, the bullet's going to hit the target. And so that's the type of people that we should be trying to develop, or fire and forget weapon system individuals that understand critical thinking, that understand independent thought, and we're rewarding them for being independent thinkers. You've got to be able to go out and think and do and be able to survive on your own, instead of sitting around for the authoritarians to say that we're going to give you some free health care. We're going to give you some free college education.
What's fire and forget? That's like you shoot and you just accept it's done.
It's exactly,
you're on to the next
exactly
move.
what he said. Hiring someone that you tell them, here's your task and purpose, and they got it.
Oh,
they don't
no
come
feedback.
back. They don't come back and keep bugging you. You ever read the thing Message to Garcia? It's a little short pamphlet. Read the little Message to Garcia. There was a gentleman by the name, the gentleman in the military that was chosen to deliver a message to a Cuban fighter named Garcia. Where's Garcia? You just got to find him. What does Garcia look like? You'll figure it out. And the guy took the message and he found Garcia.
And
that's what we want.
And what I've experienced when I've hired college grads. I've been told, you have to tell me what to do. No joke. I hired someone once, and they were like, "What do I?" I hired them for a specific job, administrative role, and then I remember one day they came to me and said, "I don't know how to do this. What am I supposed to do?" And I was like, "If I knew how to do it, I would not have hired you to do it."
Yeah.
So listen, you've got all the time in the world. Figure it out. Reasonably, I expect you to figure it out quickly. But I understand this. Like you go to school for certain things. I understand you can learn. This specific program was not something you learned in college, but you can spend the day figuring out the software. They couldn't do it.
Yeah.
They just said, just tell me how to do it. I don't know how to do it either.
And that's why, back when I was growing up, the old folks down south, they used to say, that boy got a whole lot of book learning, but he ain't got no common sense. And that's what they were talking about.
The difference between knowledge and wisdom.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so if there's a threat that I see for us as a country, is getting back to that sense of rugged individualism and getting back to that sense of I can, and not sitting around and waiting for someone to tell me what to do, because that collective mentality will always destroy a
Yeah, I
nation.
feel like